So, back out on the GS, another ride. There's a bit of a purpose to the ride, mainly to get freezing cold. Fingers are starting to drop off. No heated grips. Oh my goodness, how will I ever live? Yeah, I did go to work this morning, and I did want to take the GS with me, but it wouldn't have it this morning. It had been left a week since it had been started before, or started last, and it just didn't want it this morning. Well, it did, but I don't know whether I've got to learn a different technique. I gave it full choke and no throttle, and pretty much killed the battery, or I thought I'd killed the battery. And then, what was it? I went to work. I only went to work for about 3 hours, so I left the bike about 3 or 4 hours. Came back to it, gave it full choke again, and at least half throttle, and it fired up. So I let it warm up, and then I left it for another hour, 2 hours, while I had my lunch and that, and then I've come out on it, and it fired up beautifully, and it seems to be running beautifully for a 41-year-old bike, that's for sure. So yeah, I don't know whether it was just the cold weather, because it was, I leave it outside and it's just got a loose cover that goes over it. The weather's been particularly shit all week, and this morning it was icy. Yeah, the cover had a good sheet of ice over it, so it was probably just the cold weather and it not wanting to turn over properly. This is Lewis Town, if nobody knows. If anyone wants to know, and if nobody wants to know, then I won't tell you. I'm not telling you it's Lewis Town. There's the law courts. Oh, they back there. They're there, aren't they? There they are. I knew it was a bit grander than that. There you go. Get some top cases heard in there. Yeah, so it's all fired up. It's all beautiful again. So, as I say, I've got a bit of a purpose to this journey. My V-Strom was collected, when was it? Tuesday. Today's Saturday. So it's collected Tuesday, taken into Grumbridge's and given a full service, including Tappets, valve check, all the is he coming over? Not now, I'm here. Spark plug, air filter, you know, it was a proper full service with valve check. 500 quid they charged me. They picked the bike up, gave me a courtesy bike overnight, and dropped the bike back the next day. The only thing I forgot to do was give them the service manual, so it's given me a little bit of an excuse today to go out. But I should have worn my thermal gloves, because my hands are a bit chilly, or my undergloves at least. So yes, my hands are a little bit chilly. I'm still having to do my conversions from KMH to MPH. I did have a look to see if there was an actual lay-on sticker that would go over the speedo and convert it that way to miles per hour, but there's not one for this particular bike. So I'll probably get some Tappets and just put dots on, just so I know, because I might have got caught speeding coming to work. They've got some road works on there, A27 there, and they've got a nice little speed van set up, but it's got its beacons going, orange beacons on the top of it going, and it looks like it's an actual works vehicle rather than a camera van or anything. Very cheeky. So I was behaving myself, but I might not have been behaving myself as much as I should have done. Are you actually turning right? I don't think so. No, you won't. Yeah, so there might be another ticket heading my way. Well, not another one. I got away with a speed awareness course last time. Yeah, so I'm still having to do my conversions. As I say, I'll probably get some Tappets or something and do some markings. I know sort of roughly where I should be at. So yes, got to get my service book stamped. V-Strom was serviced. All the Tappets were fine apparently, and as I say, it was a major service, so they did all the fluids, all the brake fluid was changed, all the coolant was changed, all the oil was changed. So quite a major thing. The thing that I was not confident of doing was the Tappets. So right, 40 is 65 or something, 65 kmh. Yeah, I wasn't confident doing the Tappets, so and then 30 is about 49 or something. Yes, I will spit it out. I wasn't confident doing the Tappets, even though on the newer V-Stroms you don't have to take off the timing chain or anything. They have, the camshafts have gears at the end of them which fit into a gear which is driven by the cam chain, so you do just lift, you do just lift them out. Too young. Instead of having to shore up your timing chain and that, so it is a lot easier process than a lot of other bikes, but I just didn't feel confident doing it, and it's a major strip down, which if I hadn't got it done at the weekend, then I wouldn't really have time to tinker with it during the week after work, and I'd have to use a different bike, either the GS, which as I found out this morning is a bit doesn't like the cold weather for starting, especially after being left a week. Oh, nice big garage being built, I want one. Or the GS1000 project bike, which I want to do the number plate before I start taking that out into the big wide world, which I haven't done yet, which I'll hopefully do either later on today, have it, or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. So that'll be ready. So although I've got 3 bikes, 2 of them aren't really winter riders, especially with the shit weather we've had recently, because it has been a wee bit crap. And the shed extension, I've cleared the land, and I had a tree in the way, so that got cut down by my brother, and he took it for firewood, and I've just dug the roots up, and there was another couple of plants, so I had to dig the roots up, so that's all done. So now it's ready for the footings to go down. So I've got hardwood stakes that I'm going to concrete into the floor, which will put the shed up on stilts, which is roughly how the existing shed is, which allows the whole thing to be ventilated, and it seems to be lasting really well like that. So yes, that's moving forward, but at the same time the missus wants bits done within the house. Fitted wardrobe with sliding doors, which I've never done before, so that's quite exciting. All the doors will just fall over to one side where I haven't got it straight. Be marvellous. And some swanky bookshelves with glass door fronts on them in a couple of alcoves. And I've put bookshelves up, but I've never put fancy bookshelves up, and certainly not with me making doors, glass fronted doors to go on them. So it's all a challenge at the moment. So yes, the shed, hopefully, I'm still hoping that it'll be done by June, but she's hoping that her wardrobe and that will be done sooner than June. So watch your space, really. I'll try and get the stakes in the floor probably tomorrow. I just want to keep progressing. So there you go, that's all up to date. Marvellous. It's all marvellous. And this makes quite a change. Nice dry day. We've had some right poxy wet days this week, so it's quite nice that it's drying out. The only downside is the temperature's plummeted. I think they reckoned a high of about 6 degrees, which obviously doesn't take into consideration the wind chill on my poor little fingers at the moment. What I meant to do was sluice the tank to see whereabouts the petrol is, because I'm trying to run it down to reserve, but I'm also a bit wary that I might need to switch to reserve whilst overtaking something, which might not be so good. So just trying to check or test what sort of miles I'll get out of a tank. Oh, went for 6 and there's only 5. Stop it! Very foolish. Gravel in the road, dirt in the road, wetness on the road. Gravel and wetness and dirt. Oh dear. So yes, it is rather chilly out, and going inland it feels like it's getting chillier. Yes, haven't had such cold fingers for quite a while. 40, what was 40? 65. I think the front forks want a bit of setting up, a bit bit wooden. Were they made out of wood in the 78? Might have been. Perhaps there's a cross member that's missing. Didn't they have a low down cross member? Might be wrong. Again, I keep saying I've got to do my research, but never get round to it. Right, 30 is about 49. And here we are. Well, that's my service book for the V-Strom stamped. And it probably won't get another major service. Unless I think the valves are getting particularly noisy or particularly quiet. Equally as bad. Generally though, I don't think shim adjustable valves are going to get quieter. So yes, that's that done. All the rest of the servicing will be down to me, and hopefully I'll do a bit more regular, because I did leave that about 5,000 miles before it was serviced. I kept umming and ahhing about doing it myself and getting the valves done the next time, and then I decided to get it done, mainly because I was having a deal on labour charges at Grumbridge's. So I got it in and got it done, but the service intervals are meant to be around, I think it's 3,500 miles, so it was left a little bit long. Nice. Trying to do the 6th gear and it's only 5. Stop it! So yes, anyway, service book stamped, job done. Been talking to Kevin, I think it is, or is it Keith? Might be Keith. Keith sounds right. At Grumbridge's, and he might know someone who can do the paintwork on my tank on my GS1000 project. So hopefully he'll text that through and I could get a possibly reasonable price. Oh, potholes. Anyway, that's enough from me. Ta-ra.